It's like asking you to tick what you see on each sheet is just a general way of giving you a pretty broad experience as an intro to the chakras about the relationship with what's happening in our, if you like, so-called psychic world with what's going on in our physiological world.
So you're having too much personal honour because of your breakdown.
So, I mean, there's no need to get too caught up in the finickiness.
I know, I'm just my enemy of learning.
But isn't there, I'm being a little cynical here, but perhaps I haven't learned enough yet, the way that there are so many things on here, it's possible to link. Is it because it is my sensitivity to criticism and insufficient self-esteem that has led me to spend too much of my life trying to complete spreadsheets, which is why I suffer from sciatica, because I haven't been possible.
Yeah. There's some relationship there.
No, but that's where's fear?
Yep.
But it's underneath. No, but
It's a possible pattern that could
underneath
develop.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, fear. No, but it's not. I would see it as being
Without too
more
much
about
creativity.
the blame and the guilt for things that
Makes a
are
lot of
wrong,
difference.
which is kind
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
resignation.
Well, stay tuned because maybe the possible links will become clearer. Now, can I just ask you to leave that for now? And you can maybe go back to it in the light of what we're going to cover.
Okay.
What I'll ask you to do, I just want to do this kinesthetically with the body. Ask you to stand up. And the notion of the chakras comes out of the Eastern philosophy and approach to wellness and health and that with the body. And the best way I can think of describing it is what's been identified, a wisdom that's developed is that within us there are, mostly within us, there are 7 invisible emotional and energy centres. And each of these centres relates to what we call in ontology a core human concern. And the first one is at the base of the spine. Now technically it's like under there, right? I don't want you to necessarily point to that, you might want to point to the base of your backside. But just say you've got a sense of it, if you can just sort of place your hand there at the base of your spine. And this is the first chakra that's generally referred to as the tribe.
T-R-I-B-E.
T-R-I-B-E, and this is the core concern of belonging. Because if you think of our life, family is tribe, that sense of belonging. And then there's the wider family, which is the bigger tribe. And of course, there's other parts, other tribes, if you like, that we belong to.
Where is it? Sorry, on our cocks?
No, basically underneath the base of the spine. Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah.
And the bottom.
Okay.
Where my friend got speared when he got
We're
impaled.
not going to go to personal instances.
My friend, I said, who got impaled.
Now, if you want to place your hand at just the abdomen region, okay, this is the second chakra, which is basically a sense of autonomy. And it's generally around the reproductive area. But the key thing here is that while a sense of belonging and connectedness to people is important, part of how we evolve is we develop a sense of our individuality, our autonomy. And so often part of our development is to be able to feel like we belong, but also to be an individual. And then if you go to the tummy area, this is generally the area of self-esteem. So how you feel about yourself as an individual, which includes you in relation to others. Yep.
Oh, you
so this
really
is the third
good,
chakra.
right?
And then if you go to the heart chakra is the fourth chakra, and this is associated with intimacy and nurturing. And then if we go to the throat and the mouth, so this is the fifth chakra, and this is to do with the expression of our will.
Is there any reason that we're holding our hands like this, or is it
Could be like that, Ollie, if you wanted.
No, well, I'm just curious if that was something that.
No, not necessarily.
Right.
Yeah. And then if you go to up here, or sometimes it's called the third eye, but up here, this is the head chakra, and this is the intellect.
This is also in Feng Shui, right?
Feng Shui?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I don't know
Because
much
I've
about
just read a book about this where there's a body and all these places is pinned out with
Okay.
colors.
Well, that sounds like the chakras about that.
Red,
they've-
purple, blue.
Yeah,
and green.
they've given them colours in
Yeah.
this framework,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the final one, the seventh chakra, is beyond us, but it's up here. And this is the spirituality chakra.
Mm.
And
Is it
so,
only up?
yeah,
Or is it not?
yeah,
Alright.
the idea is,
It's
the basic idea is we're living in a cause that's bigger than us. Living in a cause that's bigger than us, that gives us meaning. Okay?
Have you got Jen's brochure in your workbook, in your briefcase?
Yeah, but let me keep going with this.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
She's just showing us this in the chakra.
Okay, so now the whole idea is that like adulthood, evolving to adulthood and a balanced life emotionally, physiologically, health and emotions, is that the chakras, there's a sense of balance and fullness in how we're living from the chakras as these emotional energy centers. And what I've wanted to do is take this framework in its most basic sense and link it to some of the ontological work we've been doing. And in doing that, I've drawn on the work of two women who are both trained as medical doctors, who have utilised the chakras in their approach to medicine, but also just looking at their life. So there's a nice balance here between their formal Western medical training and being quite thorough about the application of the chakras. Now, the point about all this, the pointing to the body, is that breakdowns physiologically can be related to, if you like, malfunctioning of the chakras. So there's not necessarily a direct cause-effect relationship. It can easily be established, but links can be shown that possibly what's happening in our emotional world can be contributing significantly to breakdowns about our physiology. And also each one of these is an emotional centre dealing with different aspects of our emotional world.
Do you mind just to recap then what the 7 are again?
Yep, we've got the tribe,
Tribes.
we've got autonomy, you've got this is in the notes, self-esteem, intimacy and nurturing, expression of self-will, intellect, spirituality. So take a seat and I'll step you through some of the notes there.
So it's still going?
And one of the person I've most drawn on is a woman called Mona Lisa Schultz. And she's written a book called Awakening Intuition. And what she's done is set up an interpretive framework where she's set up a continuum between power and vulnerability. So these are her terms, power and vulnerability.
What page are you on, Soph?
Right to here. So I'm just about to explain this. So power is, now what she's looking at in particular, so if you think of this as like the polar opposites, power, vulnerability. And the way that she set this up is that if we have an imbalance in the chakras, it could create emotional issues which may spill over into health, energy issues. And so the dotted lines here is the break between the different chakras. So sense of belonging and sense